Hello everybody. Hi. Just seeing if people are here. I was kind of hoping that these bells were going to strike 8, and then it didn't seem to happen. So, hi everyone, I can see the chat. And, okay, so you can hear me, Tish, I assume. Bonsoir. I don't see, oh great, you can hear me, because I don't see any notification that there are people watching, but here I am, in Bordeaux. And, yeah, that's enough of me. Hi, everybody. So here we have one of the city's most famous gates. Great, you can hear me, excellent. Oh, we have a birthday girl. Natalie, happy birthday. Gefeliciteerd. So, yeah, here's one of the gates. Anyway, let me walk through it. This gate is called Grosse Cloche. And it's one of the medieval... Oh, look at that. Isn't that a really dramatically wonderful entrance, actually? Beautiful stuff. So grand. Hello, Traveller AI. Hello, Mary Ellen. Hello, everybody. I haven't really said hello properly. Basically, what I did is I started streaming on the wrong thingy, so I had to start again. Look at that lovely blue sky. And just get a bit of distance so you can see it better. So the reason this is called La Grosse Cloche, because there's a clock, and you'd think in French it would be La Grande, the big clock. But the whole thing about the two words is that grande really means big in the sense of tall, and grand and imposing. So I got very bad. And gros means big in the sense of fat. And that bell that you can see up there is the one that's so fat. It weighs 8 tons, or just under. So that's why it's called La Grosse Cloche, not La Grande Cloche. How's that for a bit of info? So, my aim is to get lost in Bordeaux with you, because I don't know it well. And I arrived yesterday, and I went on one of those free walking tours this morning. So I kind of know my way around just a little bit. So let's get lost. Okay. Now, the bell is indeed bell. What a bell, oh yay. But look at all these beautiful little alleyways like this. Somebody was mentioning, and I don't remember who, in the Facebook group, how Bordeaux is so beautiful but so dirty. And the buildings are all dirty. That was the case 40 years ago. And evidently there has been a remarkable cleanup. A mayor ages ago decided the city needed to be cleaned. And we'll find an unclean building somewhere in our walk, and you can see the two next to each other. But everything is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's this limestone that's washed clean, and it makes me think, like, why the hell can't they do this with the palace in Amsterdam, you know, and the Trip House, you know, which is Bentheim sandstone. If they can clean this soft limestone, which apparently they just do with water, not jet washed, it takes about a month. You know, why can't we have a beautiful, clean historic buildings in Amsterdam? I shall write a strong letter to the city council. Anyway, very medieval, yeah. Leslie, I forgot to put a note that it was 8 p.m. at European time. That's why the confusion is for the times. I think you're in the UK, aren't you? So yeah, lots of squares. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to find my way to the medieval city gate. I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but we'll see. It's really nice this evening. It was so cold this morning. I went out, oh, look at that. I went out for this tour and I didn't take a jacket because I thought, oh, I don't want to carry it around, you know. And am I there here with Eric? No, I'm here solo. Because that's just the way it fell, basically. Eric was just down here the week before with friends, but I couldn't join them because the school holidays were a week earlier this year. So I missed that one, and then I thought I just need a little breakaway after the tulips, and I have bumped into and struck up a correspondence with an old friend from South Africa from when I was 15. And she and her husband live here, and I just thought, wow, why not come and visit them? That's what happened. Now, doesn't this building just remind you, and this avenue just remind you of a different city? Anyone want to guess which city maybe it just is a little bit familiar of? Yes, indeed, Catherine, Paris. So, I was walking around yesterday with my friends. We went for a little informal walk, and I said, you know, these buildings look so much like the Haussmann buildings in Paris, but not quite. Anyway, after looking around today online and stuff like that, turns out that Bordeaux was built like this 100 years before Paris. And Haussmann, when he rebuilt Paris in the early to mid 1800s, was very, very inspired by this sort of thing in Bordeaux and the wide avenues, and that was really his template with some changes of Cross Road, of how Paris was rebuilt. So everyone always calls Bordeaux the little Paris, and the Bordeaux people go, that's nonsense. Paris is like the big Bordeaux. Let's see. And look, there are these all over the place because it's part of the Santiago de Compostela route. Could hardly move for them. Okay, let's go down this little twisty alleyway. I'm not sure what the reception's going to be like. I've had some pretty dodgy reception just on the internet, but we'll give it a whirl. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I can't do anything about that yet. So, a bit of history. Bordeaux started off as a Roman city. Well, of course, there were people here before. But a couple of thousand years ago, Roman city. Oh, look, some street art. And the Romans introduced wine to the region. So that's a big thanks from the world to the Romans. Okay. That's nice. Very nice. Love peeking around the door in the middle. So yeah, the Romans introduced wine here. Wine originating in sort of Iran, Syria, Persia kind of area. And haven't they done a good job with it here? Okay, so you're buffering. Yeah, I thought that there might be lousy reception a bit. But, oh, that's where I wanted to look. I found it. Oh, very cool. I found it. Anyway, it seems like a very nice, livable city. I'm staying with this friend, and she and her husband had this amazing house, just 15 minutes walk from the very center, so it's kind of central. And, man, great taste in furniture. So elegant. It's like being in a little like boutique hotel or something, 5-star boutique hotel. So I can Yeah, it's a very agreeable place to live. Great food, great booze, of course, the wine's lovely. Had a bit. Lovely clean buildings. Public transport that seems to work very well. And yeah, what's not to like? So when it was a Roman city, of course, it was a walled city, and there were lots of entrance gates, pretty much so they could tax things coming in or out. And here's one of those gates. This was built or made fancier, I think in around about, I forget now, in the medieval period. How's about that? Everything you just say medieval. It covers a lot. So last time Eric and I were here, not here, but in this area of France a year ago, we went to places of importance for Richard Lionheart and then for his mother, Eleanor of Aquitaine. And it was, that was their second kind of golden period, the period of Eleanor of Aquitaine here, when Bordeaux did very well. What a lovely gate. What are those flat stones? What flat stones, Mary Ellen? Flat stones. I mean, I'm walking on flat stones. This is apparently by all the big national monuments, they have these things here, which are for blind people to be able to feel what's happening. And there is also Braille, where they can read what the buildings are. How wonderful is that? Yeah, it's a beautiful. Yeah, the pavers, well, they are just, yeah, I don't know. They look like almost like big ceramic tiles. Not sure what they are. I'm going to go into this tomorrow or the next day. Apparently there's a little museum inside. But, oh, I see, I don't know. Now, you know what? I wanted to show you this, and I also wanted to show you the cathedral, and that's the other way. I told you I was going to get lost. And I want to go to the river, and I want to go to something else, and I want to, oh, we'll just go this way. Okay. Just go this way. And maybe I can end at the cathedral, if I can find it again.
Century House.
So, trying not to get run over. In the best Amsterdam tradition, I'm crossing on a red light while nobody else does. Because life is too short to stop for red lights. Okay. Oh, how's about that? How grand is this? Wow, very cool. Oh, well, it was a gate with the tower on top. The tower, I think, might have come later. Oh, the guide this morning was talking about some period of history, I forget what. And about how the king that had that made was scared of his people, so... oh my God, look at all these people ruining their knees. Oh dear. Oh. We're gonna run through the middle. Okay. And the river. You know, the whole point of Bordeaux is it's on a river, the Gironde. And making it was just a little bit inland, so it was a navigable river, but presumably quite deep on the one side. And where the town grew up. and also quite sheltered. So an excellent river for the Romans to use. Lovely light. Oh wow, what a beautiful tree. I'll show you. Sun's over there. I wonder what it is. Not seen one like it before. I'm sure somebody will know what it is. Okie dokie. Hey, don't forget, I may well forget. I'm amazed I just remembered actually, because I need somebody to remind me, oh gosh, where is it? Towards the end of the tour, that I have one of these to plant somewhere in Bordeaux. So, I have mimosa. It's a bit late for a mimosa, don't you think? Isn't that a breakfast drink? Okay. I walked down here yesterday and there was some beautiful Nyphophia with a little bird drinking away whatever they do at each little bit of flower. So I'll try and find the Nyphophia. I think they're up there. And who knows, maybe that'll be a good place for a slicey. Slicey. Lots of irises. I think they're irises anyway. Yeah, I know. I remember Traveller AI. So very grand buildings. Mimosa is yellow. Okay. Ruth, shalom. Hi. Thank you for joining. Say hello to Ruth, Slicey. Hello, Ruth. And here, maybe, where are they? Here are the red hot pokers. They're somewhere. Oh, yeah, they might be the whole other way beyond. Oh, this is the other flowers with, I didn't know what these are. But you know what? No, I still don't know what they are. Never mind. Isn't it a magnificent town? And that over there, if I remember correctly, is the Hotel de Douane, so the customs. And this, oh yeah, here. So this is the mirror thing. But you need no wind. You know how I love my reflection photos. So my intention is to come down here in the early morning, because let's face it, the sun is a bit harsh now, and presumably in the morning the sun will be behind me, and this is like a big, it's normally got water on it, it's covered in water, and it makes a mirror image reflection of these buildings. Kind of annoying that it's not covered with water now. Let's see if we can find a patch that can hack a little puddle. So, yeah, it's not really doing it, but who knows? I'll be down here at 6 a.m. either tomorrow or maybe the morning after. Puddle shot, yeah, hell of a puddle. Now the reason this is so grand, oh, I'm going to get across here. I wonder if I could walk on water. The reason it is so grand, I hate walking back on myself. Let's see, I need to go through there. Okay, no wait, I'll go this way. Is that, where are we again? Bordeaux. Had another sort of golden age period where it got exceptionally wealthy, and that was because of the slave trade, which was the second largest port in France dealing in the slave trade. So that's how it became so rich in those years, I think the 1700s, when all of this stuff was built. It's just a neoclassical period because, of course, these enslaved people were brought, I don't know where they were from, probably from Africa, and somehow were they brought here or through here, I don't know, but anyway, taxed, no doubt. And that's how the city got rich. So really dubious, dreadful sort of things. And yeah, so that's a legacy of it. But very grand buildings. Oh wow, that's poppies. Who'd have thought we'd have poppies? Wow. Maybe this is a good place for a slicey. What do you think? In a field of poppies? Or maybe it should be somewhere more in the center. What, you can see why they call Paris a big Bordeaux? Yep, it really shines through. Yeah, it feels very like, oh wow, look at these. Whatever they are, they're so beautiful. So many of them. Roses. Wow. Gosh, I didn't see these the other day. Amazing. Okay. Let's leave the poppies, the roses, and do some jaywalking. Well, how's about walking in a bike lane first, in the best Amsterdam tradition? Here we go. They certainly know how to do grand, the French, don't they? So I went to this really famous restaurant here last night called Entrecote. Oh, look, a magpie. Called Entrecote. And we went there, it opens at 7. So we went at about 10 to 7, and there was a line of people, because you can't reserve, about 100 long, maybe even more. So we went back and we had away and we had a few drinks, and we went for the sort of second sitting at 8. And it's they've just got one thing on the menu. It's steak, cooked in this very specific way. It's something to do with vine leaves and wine. And you choose how it comes. And you get as many fries, French fries, as you like. It was excellent. And like 23 euros per person or something like that. So definitely worth, don't go for the first sitting, but get there at about 8. And then, we just had to wait about 5 minutes. It was a really nice thing to do. Now, I want to find the monument, which I think is maybe left. Yeah, it was super, Catherine, it really was. The only thing you choose is how you want your steak done. It wasn't like a very, very thick piece of steak, but it was very sort of melt in the mouth kind of thing. It was excellent. What sounds alarming? What sounds alarming? Bolly. Oh no, I missed it. Oh well. Oh, there's the monument through there, because I can see the little antique fair thingy-majigs. Okay, we'll go through this little alleyway here, and that'll take me to where I want it to be. But look how grand it is. Lekker, huh? Oh, look, here's one of the buildings that hasn't been cleaned. So apparently this is what they all looked like. And Bordeaux used to be called Sleeping Beauty. And this one's actually not even too bad. Like, they're much blacker than that. But then, when cleaned, they look like this. Amazing, huh? And, yeah. I just love the architectural shapes. I don't know if I ever told you all, but when I got COVID, the first time many years ago, I went down the rabbit hole of classical architecture videos on YouTube. And I just loved them. And I said to Lee, you've got to watch these. I sent her the links. And she's like, Mark, this is so boring. She's 20 years younger than me, huh? And I was like, just you wait 20 years. You wait and see. You'll find it fascinating. By which time, I will have moved on to bird watching, which maybe has started already. Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't run in front of that. Electric trams. Oh, another one sneaking up on me this side. Oi, oi. Can't see the wood for the trees here. So I haven't tried the antique fair yet, but there's a big one here. They are very nicely quiet, Leslie, indeed. Gliding. Gliding as opposed to Amsterdam's ones which rattle along, rattle and screech along actually. There's no grass. No, maybe it doesn't grow under the trees. There's no light under there. But you know how, I mean, that happens a lot in Paris as well, eh? You get these parks with this sort of thing. And if it was England, I think there'd be loads of grass, but oh, look at this lovely light. Hey, thank you for the donation. Somebody. Beautiful, beautiful light. Oh, to encourage not picnicking, not even a picnic. Sneaky snake. A seriously slithery, silent, sneaky snake. Okay, here's someone. Montagne. Okay. I could read the info, but I'm not going to. Oh, look at the lovely blue and green. maybe I can't get through there. That's the Liberty statue where, oh, I'll give you a view from this angle. This is where we're headed. Oh, a French Liberty statue. Hello, Quinn. Welcome, welcome. We're in Bordeaux, trying to get lost. I haven't quite got lost yet. Thank you, Leslie. Oh, look how nice and leafy that is. What a beautiful grand building. Perhaps they are soaking up the moisture. And look at these chestnut. Well, we'll see the chestnut trees in just a bit. Let's just look at the statue. Oh, I love this little curve here. You know, I could be happy in that building if I could have that as my house. I'd even learn French for it. Now that I've perfected Dutch, you know. Okay, so Liberty. Let's zoom in on her. She's in her hand. She has. Oopsie. Oh shoot! Come on. No, I don't want that. Broken chains. Too small. Oh, too small. Broken chains. It's a sort of French Revolution period thing, this. And the statue has the date on it when Louis XVI lost his head. No pigeon on her head, no. Et voilà! So now I can go this way. There's a whole lot of chestnut trees here, and I just learned yesterday that there was two types of chestnut trees next to each other. There's a nothing out of his nose. Yes, maybe the horse has a cold and he's flushing it through. You know, with salty water. I didn't know with chestnut trees that you got different colored flowers if they were male or female trees. Can any of you confirm that? And if you can, which are which? Because there were these ones, and these all have pinky flowers. And then there are the other ones which have the more sort of regular kind of creamish colored flowers with almost a hint of orange. I don't know if they're sweet chestnuts or if there really are genders to trees. Because yesterday it was in the place where we were having drinks, it was all the other ones. There was just one pink one, and then when there was all the other ones were like the peachy ones. And my friend said, like, yes, that's male and female. So I said, well, obviously the pink one has to be male because, you know, in nature you'll have one male tree can satisfy a lot of female trees, you know, just because that's how pollination works. But now these are all pink ones next to each other, unless this is a gay district, you never know. I know the pink ones, sweet chestnuts, okay. So yeah, I don't know what they are. but they are pretty. Okay, thank you, Marielle, and I will tell my friends to please stop feeding misinformation to me. Oh, now where do we go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. This is where it is. Leslie, white ones get pink center. Ooh, white ones get pink center ones pollinated. Oh, so it gets more complicated. You know what? I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT to explain it to me for dummies. It's a hybrid. Oh gosh, okay, so there's a few answers now. Okay. Maybe it's it could it be non-binary? Can we go for non-binary? Okay. I wish Dutch and French nouns were non-binary. It would make the languages much more simple to learn. So this here is the, oh here, look, here's Entrecote. So here is the restaurant, and it's gone 7. Obviously, you see it's 8 o'clock. Well, we started at 8, it's 8:36 now probably, and there's no line. So you could just breeze in and have lovely steak and unlimited French fries. And the French fries, they're like the, how do you say? The thin ones. Like McDonald's thinness, but long and curvy. Like a tangle, almost like a tangled bird's nest of French fries. They were great. Yeah. Oh, great. This is exactly where I wanted to be. Hitting the sights. Okay, so here's the opera, which is just a little bit grand. And the, what's that opera in Paris? The one that starts with the G? Not the Paris Opera, a different one. Very similar looking building. Inspired, of course, by Bordeaux. Because Paris is the big Bordeaux. And with the, you know, is that 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Gods of Olympus, no doubt. Muses. Garnier, that's the one. Thank you, Natalie. So, very, very nice. Indeed. Bordeaux has everything. And so the avenue here is the one that really got me thinking this looks like Paris, and this is the Allée de Tourny. Tourny was a representative of the king here, in charge of, amongst other things, urban planning, and he is the one who made those buildings that so inspired Haussmann and the broad avenue layout as well. And here, this beautiful grand hotel, where apparently you can go onto the roof and pay 15 euros for a glass of wine and have the most fabulous views. And I just, yeah, I haven't got around to doing it yet, sorry. Okay. It is super, it's such a nice city. So I said to my friends here, is there anywhere that I can't go? You know, and when I'm streaming, is there anything I need to look out for? You know, and they went, excuse me. And I went, no, it's fine. And then they said, actually, she said, except, you know, when you're starting at the Grosse Cloche, don't go beyond it in the other direction, maybe. This street here is a shopping street. It's 1.7 kilometers long. And right at the end, you can see another one of the old city gates. I don't think it's not original from Roman times, but you see it right at the end there, 1.7 kilometers away. And according to my guide this morning, every day about 50,000 people walk down that street. And there are only about 260,000 people here. So, yeah. I'm not sure who the face is. No idea. Something for... Oh, I must remember to find somewhere to put the slicey. Yeah, if anybody wants to get a bonus point, and I can see who that face was. But I think if I walk down here a bit and turn right, I'll get to the cathedral. I also wanted to get to the Notre Dame church, but I can't remember where it is. I particularly wanted to get to it because I wanted to show you a little video that I took inside it. But hopefully we'll stumble across it. I scheduled this one as an hour instead of 45 minutes because, you know, I'm not going to, so I'm not often here. Who's upsetting that? Nobody, I hope. If I lived here, oh my goodness, the detail here is bonkers. Crazy detail on all these buildings. Okay, let's see, where on earth are we? So we can't, I think we go left. Right, let's go right. Oh, okay, good. Now, I kind of realized I could do with somebody leading me around, you know, with Google Maps on or something, so I can just follow, but it is not the way. There's another gate at the end. Huh, cool. Okay. Oh, there's a Lego store. Let me see, I came up there, so I think we need to take a left at some point. Great place though. Let me just pan around and give you an idea of just these very clean, very nice, quiet streets of great architecture. Yeah, eh? Zara home. These intriguing gates like this. Maybe I should have a house behind one of these. That'll do. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. French house. This is exciting. I'm going down a hill. I'm not used to these. I do recognize quite a lot now because it's like my third walk. I just haven't quite got it all together. Hello, Dawn. Welcome to Bordeaux. Bordeaux. Oh look, here's an uncleaned building. Oh, I love this. I saw this the other day. Excuse me, which way is the cathedral?
Cathedral, this way.
Yeah?
And then I think this way.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Look at this gate. And then look at this. Wonderful. Oops. Oh, this was something else I saw that I got very excited about. Maybe. Yeah, it is. Okay. Now, I want to show you something. At least so I just have it where I can maybe find it again in the future. You know that architecture program I was telling you about? Well, so with classical architecture, everything was Renaissance, for a long time in Europe. And then, and if I remember correctly, I haven't thought about this for a while, I think it was 1740, two English architects went to Greece. And because it had been Ottoman for a long time, there'd been no Westerners going there. And what they did is they did a lot of documentation, accurate drawings of a lot of ruins from antiquity, a lot of which are gone now. And they found a little sort of choir, altar, chapel thingy at the base of the Acropolis. And in that, if I remember correctly, and it's years ago, there was this triglyph detail with this disc detail as well. Yeah. And there are not many places in the world, according to that documentary, where this happens. And one of them is inside the rotunda of the Capitol in Washington. And I couldn't believe it, that maybe I found another one here in Bordeaux. Okay. And this is probably about late 1700s, because look, the triglyph is on the edge, which means it's Greek instead of in the middle, which would make it Roman. I was just amazed. Like, wow. You see, I can't believe that Lee doesn't find this fascinating. Honestly, the kids of today. Another grubby building. Actually, it's quite interesting because it's kind of almost cleaned the top part, except for those pediments, and they get really grubby below. Huh. It's a work in progress. Indeed. Told Lee they're cats in the architecture. There, if you don't like monsters, here's another nice decoration above the gate. How's about that one? A little bit less heavy on the dreams. Okay, now where on earth is this cathedral? Okay. I was lost in France. That's my pleasure, Natalie. My friends are at a concert this evening, so it's a good time for a tour. Okay, this cathedral has to be nearby. I'm going to ask somebody if we can't see it. I thought I'd be able to see the bell tower. Is that a... Ay. Okay. Looks like some open space up there, but then it doesn't. Oh yeah, okay. What type of concert, Neil? It's a Pixies concert. The Pixies. I can't stand the Pixies. So I was very happy not to go. Oh look, I found it. Yeah, I like that Pixie. I don't know about the band The Pixies though. Sandy, I listened to them to try and like them, but I just couldn't. When the moon hits your eyes, it's like a big croissant. It's amore. Excellent. Okay, so here is a belfry or whatever they called. I actually wanted to go up it today because the tour guide said you could, and then I went round after the tour, and actually it's been closed for ages, so he needs to update his info just a little. And the cathedral, which is such an unusual cathedral because it's got this great big entrance with towers and everything on the side. You know, normally, I think of Notre Dame and Paris and that type of thing, and so many others, they tend to have these great big two towers, I'm talking on the right, you know, before you go into the nave, like from the foot of the cross, as it were. And this one, like goes in on the side. I thought it was a very, very unusual layout. Apparently it's from the 11th century. Can you believe it? Crazy. And yeah, about 1,000 years old. Gothic, obviously. It's actually on the widest angle, and it's still there's too much to get into shot. Lovely light. Got a sneaky silent tram slithering up to me. Okay, let us try. The Tipsy Towers. It is beautiful. Can't get any wider than that though. Got a bit of evening sun. Yes, it's Saint Andre. Saint Andre. So here's inside. I took this on the way to the start of this tour. So I just popped in. It was just closing. Of course, there's one of the rose windows, which is also so typical of Gothic architecture. Pretty, I mean, it's, this, by the way, is where Mary of Aquitaine married her, I believe it was a Louis, wouldn't it? I think it's a Louis of France. This is where she got married. And until she had it annulled, and then she married a Henry in England, and then fell out with him. She lived till her mid-80s or something. Incredibly pointy arches, even more pointy than I'm used to, you know, with Gothic places. Very beautiful. Oh, do you remember the Joan of Arc church we went into in Rouen? Oh, that was amazing. That whole wall of stained glass windows. And since I haven't managed to find the Notre Dame church, I'm still going to show you the inside of it because I took the video and I want to show you. It's a Baroque church, so much later, but just to give you an idea of what that's like inside. It's somewhere here, okay, not sure where. Louis VII, thank you, Leslie. That's indeed, does ring a bell. Yeah, there were a couple in Rouen. So there's the Joan of Arc one with the modern church, and then but with the stained glass windows all along the one side. And then there was that wonderful cathedral. Oh, amazing. Neil, I think the seats are meant to be uncomfortable in church because it's meant to bring you, you know, help you empathize with the suffering of Jesus and bring you closer to God. I assume. Lovely skylight. Pennies. And then these lovely stained glass windows, high up where no one can see them. Yes, I was panning too quickly. Oh, there we go, that might do it. So back to the church and back to, not back to because we haven't seen it yet, but the Hotel de Ville up here. And the City Hall. Very nice to see the Ukrainian flag flying. And the French flag, an EU flag, and the Dove of Peace. You aren't supposed to be comfortable in church. Absolutely not. Who do you want? Naked man, naked lady? Let's go for the naked man. And of course, the English lion up there. And the fleur-de-lis. And hey, look, we started and we're ending with La Grosse Cloche, the big fat bell. Oh. I thought it was the naked lady, and it is, but she's got Mercury's staff, so I'm very confused. Anyway. Yay, English. Okay, well, where's the light coming from? Oh, look, you can see the flying buttresses. Flying buttresses. Something we never have in the Netherlands because the ground's too soft. Well, not in Amsterdam anyway. Okay, well, thank you for joining everybody, and yeah, I will see you in Amsterdam. My life doesn't get much quieter. I made it through the tulip season, and actually bookings are through the roof like crazy. But I'll still do something once a week. It's going to take a while until I can really be regular with the same time and day and all that type of stuff. But we'll get there in the end. Oh, plant the slicey. Thank you. Very, very well remembered. Oh gosh, okay. Now, where is the slicey? Here it is. Okay, well I'm going to have to carry on a bit longer until we find somewhere to plant the slicey. Thank you. Okay, so we'll find somewhere. No idea how often I forget to do that. Let's see. Okay. I don't see very many places to plant anything here. Okay, so there's me arms getting run over. But has to be somewhere. Hello. Slicey. No, that's too obscure. I really could do with a plant pot. They're quiet, huh? So quiet. Oh, there's a plant pot. But I like the idea of the slices. I like the idea of them being there for quite a while before anybody notices them. Yeah. But that plant pot's a bit too overgrown. There's no way to put it. Here's one. Is it a nice shop, though? Produits faits. Okay. I don't really like it. No, I don't want to put it there. I want somewhere nicer than that. Got to be somewhere better than that. Well, there's been, I know, a lot of pedestrianisation here. I've seen some photos of, places which are so pretty now. Everyone's eating, yeah. Eating duck. There's a distinct lack of plant pots, don't you think? Okay. That one doesn't. Maybe. I was thinking maybe at the bottom of one of these. Maybe that would do. Okay. There we go. Quite discreet. Okay. Check it out. So, you just see the little eyes. Here he is. And we go zooming in. Zoo. Goodbye, Slicey. I hope the locals treat you well. Bye. It's outside the universe of tea. How's about that? I can live with that. Okay. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. You take care. And see you next week. Bye.